And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by... Nope.
The Master Classic.
And the Rat of a Red Baron.
Crash.
Ba-boom.
Kaboom, kaboom. We're live. We're here. Another episode. Getting Sports with Drunk. Sports. Starting lineup. Mass.
I'm having, when I go downstairs to get it, some Don Julio 1970.
No, just 70th anniversary.
70th anniversary, that's the one.
The one you're talking about, Mass, has chest hair in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reed?
From the Dogfish Head variety pack, I have the Blue Hen Pilsner.
Oh, nice.
Paul?
And I am drinking from the Riddler collection, the originators of the Bourbon Barrel Aging brand, the Goose Island Bourbon County Reserve Blanton Stout.
Nice.
Yep. I have half of it poured into a snifter at the moment with my little Blanton's cork in the bottle. Keep it fresh.
Nice.
It's a cool bottle.
Yeah, I like it too because it comes in a... I'm just a big fan of how it comes in like a brown bag like that.
I'm finishing a pre-show High Life. Just wrapping that up now.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Well, real quick, before we get into it, I just wanted to mention, I just got done hanging out with Logue the Big.
Huh? Oh, he's there?
He came by and stopped. I asked him if he wanted to come on the show, but he had to run. So, but he sends his regards. He's doing very well. He's rocking the mustache.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
Yeah, he's. And he was saying that Eddie the Cake wants to challenge you, Paul, and he said Mock too, but you specifically to a round of disc golf. So let's float that on your radar.
So Eddie actually Facebook messaged me a couple weeks ago, and I forgot about it till this moment in time. So I will have to respond to him. I guess he lives in the Wallingford area, so. Hey, I know this should have been a pre-show check, but are you guys picking up the iPad noise from Amelia?
Not really.
Not really, no.
Well, not really as in like a little bit, or not really as in no?
No, I don't hear it.
Neither do I.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure it's not a little bit, because I always hate that little chatter thing.
Yeah. No, you're good.
All right. Does anyone have any toasts of excellence?
I do. I don't know if it was for game one, but did you see that the guy who bought a beer for everyone in the section at the Phillies game?
No.
No, I didn't.
I want to say if it was for game one, and some random guy, I don't know what his affiliation with, he just has money or whatever, but he bought a beer for everyone of age in the section he was sitting at the Phillies game. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Good guy.
I only experienced something like that one time. Do you remember, Paul? Do you remember at TCB when the owner Shannon won on Keno and he bought everyone a drink?
Well, no, he didn't buy everybody a drink. He bought our group shots of Johnny Walker Blue.
Well, wasn't like there was only a few people in the bar at the time anyway, right? I thought he bought everybody a drink.
He might have given everybody else a Bud Light, but he bought us $30 shots.
That's true.
So fuck them. Mass?
Toast of excellence. I got two of them. First one is to Sam Laporta. Has more career touchdowns now than Kyle Pitts.
Nice.
Second one is to CJ Stroud. holds the NFL record for most pass attempts without throwing an interception to start a career in NFL history.
Nice. Are you also going to triple down and do Mac Jones tying Tom Brady for most picks?
You know, I was going to, but I thought it was just too low hanging fruit.
I have a so. Hello.
You're breaking up there a little bit.
I'm breaking up.
You were.
Am I better now?
Yes.
I don't know why my phone keeps doing this. I must have a problem with my phone. So I have two toasts of excellence. One of them is kind of like not really a toast. It's more of just like a funny thing. So I guess I'll do that after. So my toast of excellence is a highlight reel off of our Sip of Silence this week. So we'll do the Sip of Silence first. Sip of Silence to Chicago Bears and NFL great linebacker.
Arguably the greatest of all time.
Arguably the greatest middle linebacker of all time, Dick Butkus, passing away this past week. So a Sip of Silence to number 51. Well, I had a Chicago beer tonight.
Oh, didn't even make that connection.
So my toast of excellence is to like a smattering of funny things and then a dark humor joke, because I'm me.
Okay.
So I'm going to run through this highlight reel of some hilarious Dick Butkus things, because Dick Butkus, if you never really like looked at him and like looked into his life and what he does and how he played and how he lived post football, he was a very funny guy and like a real dick on the field. No pun intended. So this is the first one. It's a video, you guys, so I'm just going to explain it. But in 1971, Dick Butkus took a snap at tight end on the offense. He caught a touchdown against the Philadelphia. Or sorry. It was supposed to be a field goal that was botched, and he was on the blocking squad. So the kicker, the long snapper, snapped it short. It skipped across the ground. The placeholder went and got the ball, threw a touchdown to Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus, right after catching it, immediately handed the ball to an Eagles defender.
So then smacked it out of his hands.
Yeah.
It's a great video.
The next one is to this throwback to this Dick Butkus exchange on Twitter, where Dick Butkus said, "Not going to be able to respond to all of you tonight. Thank you kindly for the support." To which somebody responded, "You killed my grandpa on the football field," which Dick Butkus responded, "Probably deserved it." A classic Chuck Norris joke. Dick Butkus was such a badass, nobody ever made fun of him for being named Dick Butkus. Do you want to know how legendary Dick Butkus was?
How legendary was Dick Butkus?
Rocky Balboa, or Steven, Jesus. Fuck, what the hell's his name? Stallone. What's his first name?
Sylvester
Stallone, when making the character for Rocky, named his bulldog Butkus. So if you watch Rocky, his dog's name is Butkus after Dick Butkus.
Never picked up on that. Amazingly.
This one is from a book, Wise Words from Dick Butkus. Don't you ever get bored? Don't you think of retiring from this grind? To which he says, "No way." The reporter then asks, "But what do you get from it? It's got to be very frustrating. Why do you play?" His response, "Well, that's like asking a guy why he fucks." This one is another play when Dick Butkus was playing linebacker. He intercepted a pass against the Houston Oilers, and instead of turning and immediately running upfield, he walked up to the tight end that was supposed to catch the ball and did a shimmy in front of him and then took off. And then up there on ball. What? Little chop. Uh-oh. Is it me or is it you guys?
Actually, Mass, you're a little choppy there.
Oh, okay.
It's me. I'm the one who's doing it.
And then the last one is Dick Butkus on January 25th, 2022, tweeted, "Maybe the world needs Buttcoin. Can be used only for the purchase of deep dish pizza and Chicago beef." Which leads me into my dark humor joke. in order for the Bears to be good, we need to start having more legends die. Bears were never going to lose on Dick Butkus Day. I hate to say it. I love the guy. But Brian Urlacher, your time's coming to an end. We need you to go. We need Robbie Gould to go. Jim McMahon, you're out of here.
Urlacher's kind of a prick anyways.
What?
Urlacher's kind of a prick anyways.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, that's just because he's awesome. So, there we go.
Yeah. Awesome.
You know, the problem is I do this thing all the time. I save all of these fucking things on Instagram, and then I try to, like, access them, and then my Instagram starts talking.
Yep.
So, real quick, I just wanted to share this other thing I've been there's been a trend that comes around every once in a while where it's what's an NFL stat or fact that sounds fake, but it's actually true.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was NHL, so I just wanted to share a couple of these. The first outdoor NHL game was the Detroit Red Wings versus the inmates of Marquette State Penitentiary.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Timu
That's hilarious.
Solane.
When was that?
God, I don't know, a long, long time ago. I think in like the 50s. It was back when they didn't wear helmets. Timu Solane broke the rookie record for goals by 23 and then never came within 23 of his own rookie total for the rest of his career.
Hilarious.
Red Wings goalie Sam St. Laurent was the last goalie to play with the traditional Jason face mask, and that was in 1990.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The Canadian government tried declaring Wayne Gretzky as a national treasure so that he couldn't be traded from Edmonton to LA.
Hilarious.
I forget what year it was. But the Buffalo Sabres made up a player, drafted him, and then spent months convincing everybody he was real.
That is like my favorite thing I could ever imagine. I got to do research on this.
The MVP trophy is named the Art Ross Trophy. Or sorry, the trophy for most points scored by a player is the Art Ross Trophy. Art Ross only had 1 point in his career. And the Colorado Avalanche.
Hold on.
100
Where's that?
Stanley Cup playoffs. They've won it every time they've been to it.
That's actually pretty cool. I want to know more about the Art Ross thing.
This might trump your Buffalo Sabres one. In 1983, the St. Louis Blues just decided to not attend the NHL draft and forfeited all their draft picks.
You know
Why?
what? We're not going.
Why?
Oh,
Why would you do that?
It's weird. We got like a delay thing going.
Oh, I think I lost you guys.
I'm still here. Hopefully it's not me. Massey, can you hear me? Massey, you're very quiet and delayed. I could hear Paul throughout that exchange. Paul, can you still hear me?
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before.
Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Now.
Okay. I want to know more about that Art Ross Trophy thing. Why is it called the Art Ross Trophy then?
I forget. I know the answer. Let me look it up real quick.
And then, do you know why the Blues just didn't attend the draft?
No, I don't. I have no idea. But I thought it was so funny.
Oh, that's the thing. I'm gonna crack my beer. There's the thing, and I'm gonna butcher this story, but the actor Andy Kaufman, he had like a fictional character that he played, and I think his name was Tony Clifton, and he somehow made this arrangement like with the networks that he and Tony Clifton were both getting separate checks and had like an own trailer and whatnot, and the networks didn't like catch wind of this for a long time, and then when they finally like called them on it, it's like, all right, hey, listen, I'll stop doing this, but you have to admit your mistake, and we're going to do this by holding like a fake press conference with you firing Tony Clifton. So the network like agreed, and so they like had this press conference, and then Andy Kaufman as Tony Clifton shows up like drunk and starts like making this like big scene. It's like one of the most ridiculous stories, and I'm only telling like what I think I can remember from it, but that's like exactly what the Sabres did. That is amazing.
Mm. I think so. I think so too. That was very funny.
Oh man. I got some shot trivia for you guys.
Can you guys hear me or no?
I can.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead with your shot trivia.
Hold on. I'm giving
Yep.
Massey his explanation. So, Art Ross played in the 1900s and 1910s across the Canadian circuit, but he only played 3 games with the Montreal Wanderers in the NHL after they were expanded into the NHL, and scored 1 point. So he only scored 1 point in the actual NHL. He scored more points than that. But he was a longtime head coach of the Boston Bruins from 1924 to 1945.
Okay.
Which in that time he won 2 Stanley Cups. He was and went to 3. He was also a general manager for a long period of time, and he's also the guy who created the hockey puck that they use today. So big time hockey guy. Just it's just funny that the guy who scores the most points gets the trophy for the guy that only scored 1 NHL point.
Right.
So there you go. I wanted to get Matthew's
pretty
answer.
good. I appreciate that. Pretty good explanation. I forgot another toast of excellence we should do on the subject of hockey that has kind of something to do with sports, but at the same time, nothing. Shortly, season 2 has started.
Oh, really?
Yes, it has.
Is it on Hulu yet, though?
It is not.
Yeah, it's not on Hulu till like the end of October, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so.
Is it going to be the same deal, just kind of like a 6-episode block?
Yep. And I have seen all 6, or I've seen the 3 that are out right now. Pretty damn funny.
What do you mean?
I'm so looking forward to it.
Huh?
He is such a funny man without really being funny.
I tell you what. I paid good money to watch him as Wolverine.
Oh yeah. I think my favorite Letterkenny thing of all time, really though, like there's so many funny things and so many funny jokes. Don't get me wrong, but I think my favorite Letterkenny thing of all time is when he's quietly just getting really pissed off at the Florida Seminoles joke. And
I thought it was really funny when I said Florida State Seminole Vesicles and nobody laughed.
but he makes the joke and fucking Dan and Derry just keep talking and you just see him being like,
like, I made a really funny joke and nobody laughed at this. That's a really good one. Mine is a lot stupider, but it always makes me laugh. It's in season 3 when they're ice fishing and they're talking about brook trout and lake trout.
Oh.
And be lake trout, Derry. What is that? Because we're on a fucking lake. Always makes me laugh every single fucking time.
It's such a funny character. All right. Well, let's do. We can mow through this one pretty quick, just because I feel like there is some worth discussing. So we're 5 weeks into the season. All 5 of our teams have played.
Hold on.
Oh,
Kendall wants to do shot trivia.
Oh, shot trivia. Go ahead, Kendall.
Real quick. No Price is Right. We'll just go closest within 5.
Okay.
How many touchdowns did Chris Collinsworth score in his NFL career?
Ooh.
Can I get a duration of his career or no?
Yes. I mean, without looking up real quick, hold on.
Like how long he played. I don't care about years.
Not terribly long. We'll call it 7 years.
Isn't he only like 6 or 7 years?
Yeah, I think it's 7 years.
And he was a receiver, right, for the Vikings?
Yeah.
For the Bengals.
Or for the Bengals?
Yeah, for the Bengals.
Who's the receiver for the Vikings that I'm thinking about?
Chris Carter?
Chris Carter, yep.
Wrong Chris.
Yeah. Though Chris Collinsworth was better, if I can remember correctly. Just one of the Nintendo mad there. All right, Chris Collinsworth. I'm going to say in 7 years, 21 touchdowns.
You said excuse me. You said within 5?
Within 5.
I'm going to go higher. I'm going to aim 30.
Oh, man. Mass missed it by 1. 36.
Motherfucker.
Huh?
But hey, listen, those were reasonable guesses for the duration of that career and that time frame where, like, I mean, the 80s was like,
Well, he was on the team that went to the Super Bowl against the 49ers, wasn't he?
I think he was on both Bengals Super Bowl teams. I'm pretty
Was he?
sure.
All right, that's the only reason why I aimed a little bit higher is because I figured that he must have been in a decent offense if they were going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I think he did experience like 1 or 2 years of kind of like injury prone, but also, too, it's just a different era of football, you know. But both reasonable guesses, but unfortunately, shots for both of you. Mwahaha.
I will take that. I say this every time I watch the Raiders game, but I still, every single time, 5 weeks in a row now, Marcus Peters is on the Raiders.
I know. I keep forgetting, too. I keep forgetting he's in the league.
It's just so many.
But yeah, Paul, you were saying?
So I have a shot trivia question.
Oh, shoot.
All right, you ready?
Let me just pour this shot because I know I'm gonna get it wrong. I just always do.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. How many? This Massey, you can just join in on this one as well. Massey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Across all 4 major sports, how many? And there's no plus or minus, and it's Price is Right rules.
Okay.
Across all 4 major sports, how many franchises have won double-digit championships in their respective leagues? And what I will say to give you guys some clarification, for football, we are stating from the creation of the NFL to now, not just the Super Bowl era.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to be quick here, as to not take up too much time.
Take your time. I'm in no rush. We're in no rush.
No, I know, but I don't want to give you dead air either. So I'm gonna do some
Oh,
quick.
this is
answer
hard
while you
because
think.
what about for baseball? Well, baseball's always had the World Series, right?
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, MLB only has 3 or 4 teams. It might not even be 3. The NBA is hard too because I know the Lakers and the Celtics. You would think the Bulls, but the Bulls only won 6. How many do the Heat have?
The Heat have only been around for about 40 years.
All right, so not that many.
Maybe 50 years.
Man.
All right.
I don't, because Golden State will probably only have 5 or 6, I think.
I sort of did some
Kendall.
quick math in my head, and I feel like I'm going to be very off. I'm going to go with 17.
Steve, the NHL is the real wild card here for me.
Well, that and like everything you're saying, the NBA is super interesting because, like, you think about it, especially in the past, we'll call it a couple weeks. There's only been like the same teams that have kind of gone. I mean, that trend has sort of been broken recently, but there was a period of time where it was kind of like the same NBA teams like over and over and over. And unfortunately,
I'm going to go.
Oh, go ahead, Mass.
Let's say, conservatively, I'll say 4 in hockey, I'll say 2 in baseball. I'll say 1 in the NFL. That's 7 I'm at.
What?
That's 7 I'm at. Let's go 6.
You're going with 6? All right. So technically Massey wins via the Price is Right rules. So here are the double digit winners. In the series division, we have.
Can I have them by league?
What?
Can I have them by league?
I'm doing that right now. Can you not hear me? I feel like you. Every time I start talking, you start talking.
I'm sorry, I just do that.
No. It's just like no, but it's weird. It's like as I start explaining, you start asking the question I'm explaining. I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay. All right. So the World Series winners are 2: the New York Yankees and the St. Louis Cardinals.
All right, so I was right about that.
The NBA, there are 2: the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers.
All right, so I was also right about that.
So that's 4. The NHL has 3: the Montreal Canadiens with 23, the Maple Leafs with 13, and the Red Wings with 11.
The Bruins aren't on that list?
The Bruins have only won 6 Stanley Cups.
Wow, all right.
So that puts us at 7. And then if my math is correct, which it almost always isn't, the NFL has 5.
They have that many? Holy shit.
So the Green Bay Packers have won 13 NFL championships
all right.
and 3 Super Bowls, or 4 Super Bowls. Well, that's why I specified since the beginning of the NFL, not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I didn't even think about the Packers, which is funny because they're on the TV right in front of me.
The Chicago Bears have won 9 NFL championships and 1 Super Bowl. The Giants have 8 NFL championships and 4 Super Bowls. The Patriots have 6 NFL championships and 6 Super Bowls. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have 6 Super Bowls and 6 NFL championships as well.
Yeah, see, I thought about the Steelers. I don't know why I didn't think about Green Bay or Chicago. The Patriots surprised me. I didn't think that they were ever good before Brady and Belichick. I knew that, like, during the John Hanna days, they were decent, but I didn't think they were championship teams.
That's why, like, I'm saying if my math's right, because I got to look at it.
I mean, I was actually surprised. When I was doing my kind of calculations, I thought there was going to be more MLB. Like, in my head, I thought, the Pirates had, like,
So this is wrong, because the Patriots have only... Sorry, Kendall, not to cut you off. I'm sorry. But it says the Patriots have 6 league championships. I don't know. See, I'm trying to figure out what that means.
Well, does it give the years of the championship?
Is it talking about, like, their conference?
That's what I'm wondering. You can keep talking, Kendall, though. You're talking about the MLB anyway.
Well, yes, I could have sworn. I mean, the Pirates were very good in, like, the 70s, and I just assumed that's an old franchise that throughout their history they would have had.
No, if I remember correctly, the closest to double digits next are the San Francisco Giants, I think.
For what, MLB?
I'm thinking California. I know it's a California team. Yes, for MLB.
For MLB, it's the Phillies.
Oh,
at 9.
Okay.
I mean, I know Yankees, obviously, Cardinals, obviously. I was just trying. I figured some really old, teams that have been around for basically what we call the entirety of what we know is kind of like professional baseball would have had more like scattered throughout like earlier days. But I guess not. I mean, figure like teams that have moved around, like teams that have played in like the DC area, teams like what can I think of? Like the Braves who were like in Boston at one point. I'm just surprised. For that only have 2 MLB teams to eclipse that number. Oh, either way, no matter whatever Riddler's math is, I was for sure wrong. So I'll be doing a shot of this Malibu that just seems to never go away.
That's gross.
I don't understand what the math is on this website that I'm reading, because the only reason I said that was because it says top 5 NFL championship winners, and then it says top 5 Super Bowl winners, so they must be combining them. So if that's the case, then it's only one with the Green Bay Packers.
That's weird.
It's the way they're looking at it. So if that's the way they're looking at it, then it would just be one with Green Bay, so the correct answer would be 8.
Yeah, just 9 off. Yuck. I don't know who that's for. Malibu.
Now, I don't remember what I was going to say before Shut Trivia. Our teams.
Yes.
So we're 5 weeks in, and the only reason I felt like bringing it up is because, my team did something it hasn't done in almost a calendar year. Massey, sent something in the group chat I thought was intriguing about, the direction his team is, the position his team's in versus where they've been in recent years. And Kendall, I just think your team had a very what the fuck game.
Yes.
So do you guys want to just do like a 30, 45 second blurb on like your team's week or start to the season, however you want to approach it?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So
Kendall, you go first.
Yeah, Kendall, take us out. Take us away.
I will focus on just this game versus Baltimore. Division game for Pittsburgh already, was able to beat Cleveland earlier, so this was important. Very strange. Baltimore kind of dominated the entirety, 10-3 throughout 3 quarters. And there was a switch in the tide. Pittsburgh was able to block a punt, force safety, and then the offense was sort of able to get it together and ended up winning kind of ballsy fashion. Pickett throwing a deep ball, coming off of kind of a pseudo injury. Big win, kind of very, very ugly fashion. That's how these games kind of go. I noticed in general, I think for both sides, the refs missed some calls that Pittsburgh benefited from, as well as Baltimore. So I think it's sort of a wash. When you kind of take it down to it, I don't think it really mattered. Lamar kind of looked out of sorts. The defense was very overwhelming. And I just think, there's sort of it was a game that Pittsburgh was going to win just by kind of outlasting Baltimore. They were just lucky that it happened as late as it did. Because, it took them a real long time
also can't fucking catch.
Yeah. Yeah, Baltimore had an incredible amount of drops in that game.
There were 9, I think I counted.
Yeah, and really, really ugly ones. So that was a game Baltimore for sure gave away, and Pittsburgh took advantage of. So I don't want to call it lucky, but we'll say that it was maybe 55% luck and the other percentage skill.
You know what, Kendall? They don't ask how, they ask how many.
That's right.
Bingo. All right.
Why don't you go ahead next, Paul?
Okay, I just want to give a quick shout out to Travis Darno for making sure that the Braves keep this game close and hitting a 3-run home run. So not only ruining the Jordan Love just pulled a Daniel Jones.
Oh, he fell down?
He just had a big run going, and he broke through 2 defenders, probably had another 40 yards of green grass in front of him. If he could just outrun the safety and fell. All right, so I'm going to go with the opposite. I'm not going to talk about the game because I don't think, just the Bears.
Not an example of the team.
Well, no, it's not so much that. It's, I think that this game was actually a perfect example of what this team is. They're a team that is going to be able to and should be able to beat up on bad teams. They have a good amount of power offensively with their receiving core. They have a good running back group, despite all of them being hurt. The offensive line is doing a little bit better of a job because they're starting to get healthy. And the defense has playmakers. They're not going to shut down elite teams defensively, but they have playmakers that can do things. And so this game was kind of that. I mean, they played a bad team, and defensively, what did they do? They took advantage of Washington not having a good offensive line, and they got 5 sacks. They took advantage of a rookie quarterback and capitalized on a couple mistakes. On offense, they connected with their number one receiver and exposed him, and exposed the secondary. They played well, but I don't want to focus on the game just because it's one game. I mean, they beat a bad team, and they're not a good team, so it's not. My thing is the season. They're 1-4. They came out completely flat against the Green Bay Packers. They then proceeded to be completely flat against Tampa Bay. Then they were completely just deflated entirely against the Chiefs. They came alive offensively against the Broncos, and the defense played well in the first half, and then they couldn't put it together to close it out. The offense forgot how to play, the defense forgot how to play, and they just collapsed. And then head coaching didn't do them any favors. And then this week they it seems like they kind of progressed to the next step. The offense looked really good again, and they kept their foot on the gas pedal offensively and kept scoring. The defense started slowing down, but then they they got back into stride. The thing for me on the season is weeks 1 through 3, there was zero question about what this offseason was going to look like for the Chicago Bears. After week 3, this offseason was very clearly going to be shopping Justin Fields for whatever you could get. Because I think it's fair to say that Justin Fields, even if he had a whatever year, would still garner a 4th-round pick just from the standpoint of you can get him for 2 years on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Whatever team, like the Falcons, for example, they can take him. If they trade for him before the 5th-year option deadline, they can get him, pick up his 5th-year option, and then they have him for 2 years for basically no money, and they can figure out what they want to do. That's worth a 4th-round pick, in my opinion. It's not like they're trading for Josh Rosen. You know what I mean? Like Justin Fields has shown that he has talent. So, after 3 weeks, the Fields was going to not be a Bear. The general manager was, the Bears were going to have to make a decision. And the decision was, do we break status quo and fire the head coach during the season? Because if we fire the head coach during the season and we get someone new in there and they start winning and start looking good, then we know that Poles made the right moves. He just hired the wrong guy. But if they didn't fire Eberflus and they continued to suck all year, then the question is it the wrong coach or did the GM make the wrong signings? And in that situation, you can't take the risk, you fire both.
Right.
So then we would have had no head coach, no GM, no starting quarterback. We probably would have had 2 of the top 5 picks, and we would have walked away from this draft with most likely, what's his face? The quarterback.
USC guy?
Yeah. Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams, and maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. And that was the speculation. Tank for those guys, get the 1 and the 2, take them 1 and 2. Well, now the question is becoming, what do you do if Fields keeps playing like this? Regardless of what happens, regardless if the Bears go 1-16, because Justin Fields now through 5 games has 11 touchdowns and 1,200 yards, which means he's averaging about 250 yards a game and 2+ touchdown passes. So at that pace, you're going to have a 3,000-yard passer and a 30 touchdown guy, which is basically foreign language to Chicago Bears fans.
Yeah.
Our quarterbacks traditionally throw more interceptions than games they play in a season. So what do you do? Now the question is, what do you do if you're the Bears? What do you do if Fields keeps showing that he can do this? Because, yes, the Washington game, it was the DJ Moore show. DJ Moore had, 230 of Justin Fields' 280 yards?
Yep.
But against the Denver, Fields threw for 350 yards, and I think Moore only had 100 yards. He included Kmet. He included Mooney. He's spreading the ball around.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you do if you're the Bears? That's the question at this point. Because now you're putting yourself in a situation. What do you do if you have the 1st and 3rd pick Because there's a real good shot the Bears still have 2 top 5 picks at the end of this year. You know, there's a couple teams that are looking really shitty that we didn't expect to be bottom teams. The New York Giants don't look good. You know, the Raiders can be one of those teams. You know, I mean, I refuse to believe the Vikings are going to finish bottom of the pack. You know, there might be a mid guy, but like the Patriots are going to be bad. So there's a lot of contention down there. So if the Bears win 4 games, you know, they could have the 7th pick. If the Panthers win a couple, you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting. If you end up with the option of drafting Caleb Williams and Justin Fields keeps playing like he's playing, what do you do?
So here's the thing. I think you need to wait and see what the season brings. And if Fields continues to play, I say you build around him. Because regardless of how good Williams looks, there's always sure things in the drafts. And they're never sure things.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young was the sure thing last year.
I mean, I still think Bryce Young can be a very good quarterback. They just don't have a team around him.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, though, but like, you know, like Trevor Lawrence was a sure thing.
And it took him fucking 3 and 4 years to finally get it under him.
Well, and he's still not even that great.
Right. He's definitely like a top 15 quarterback, but that's not what you took him number 1 overall to be.
So it was funny. I'm glad you chimed in, Mass. My question was rhetorical, though. And the only reason is I have the answer.
Okay.
The future of the Chicago Bears lies entirely in one thing and one thing only.
Listening.
It relies in Brian Poles and Matt Eberflus's jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles are gone after this season, there's no way a new head coach is going to come in and go, yeah, let me keep Justin Fields.
No.
Yep.
They're going to go, let me draft my own toy. And I can't say that I blame them from the standpoint of, what are you going to do? It's the 4th year of this kid's NFL career, and you're going to make him go into his 3rd offensive coaching scheme.
Right.
So it's going to depend on that. And so at that point, I don't know what you do, because if you're a Bears fan, there's a ton of work that needs to be done on this team, a ton of it. And you have what look to be 2 prime draft picks. So the question is,
in a very loaded draft.
So the question is, do you want, because you can't control the Panthers pick. The Panthers pick is what it's going to be. Now on paper, it looks like it's going to be a top 5 pick. But they play in a questionable division. You know, the Saints have looked really good and really bad. The Bucs have looked really good and really bad. The Panthers could put together some wins and have 4 or 5 wins. They could. Do you risk everything? This is the non-rhetorical question. Do you risk everything and just let the Bears go out and play and let Eberflus coach? Because remember, Lovie Smith was left to go coach the last week of the season, and it cost the Texans really nothing at the end of the day. Because as of now, they got the better rookie quarterback.
Right.
But they could have. Who knows what that could have happened with that? Who knows?
Mass, I'm going to defer to you in a second. So I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. I just wanted to jump in for a second. I have very much disliked this, teams tanking. We'll call it quote tanking, which I think is sort of a reality. It's in across all major sports. They're sort of like, hey, we're tanking without saying we're doing it, which it's unfortunate because it just, I don't know. I very much disagree with it. It seems. Oh, good, Paul.
I wasn't going the tanking route. Like, you don't want there's no respective NFL fan that wants their team to tank.
Right, and
I meant more so like from a Chicago Bears fan standpoint. Would you prefer to see Justin Fields take the leaps and bounds that he's taking now? Because I think it's fair to argue the last 2 games Justin Fields has looked like he has the potential to be an elite quarterback.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll finish that.
Not even letting me finish.
I'm sorry. Well, I had a thing going there.
No, because you're talking about something different. Go pee.
Well, no. But I was getting to it.
Go ahead.
So with that being said, and we've seen now, Justin Fields playing back-to-back games in, playing good football. As a Chicago Bears fan, I think I'd want to have that thing to build on, because we've had there's so many years of all right, let's crumple the paper, let's start a new thing over and over. I would rather try to build on this and hey, listen, let's put our stock in Fields moving forward for better or worse. Let's take this, let's ride this wave of good momentum with him, rather than all right, let's try to once again go back to the drawing board. That's what I would want.
All right. Now go pee.
On it.
All right. Massey there?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Well, I was gonna finish the original
go
question I had, just for you to. You can feel free to chime in on anything Kendall said. The question I was going to give for you was, now from a Bears fan standpoint, on paper, the only thing that Ryan Poles has really done right is acquire DJ Moore in that trade. The Khalil Mack thing, he was going to make a bunch of money, whatever, but Khalil Mack is, he's out setting fucking franchise records for a different team. He's generating massive pass rush, and the Bears couldn't stop his nosebleed if they tried. You have, the keeping of Eddie Jackson, who's, if he has played in any games, it has been pretty much ineffective. The signings of Tremaine Edmonds and the other kid there from Philadelphia, while yes, way too early to really make an opinion on it. All they're really doing is leading the league in tackles, but you would expect that when every single running back is breaking through the defensive line. So I'm just saying, on paper, all the decisions he's made that you can make a full decision on have not been the best. Letting go of David Montgomery. David Montgomery is going to have 1,000 yards rushing by week 9 for the fucking Lions.
hell yeah.
And he's gonna break 15 touchdowns. He's gonna have a career year on a different team, not only a different team, a division rival. And then the Eberflus thing, you've watched this guy kind of spiral out of control with his play calling, with Luke Getsy, this, that, and the other thing. Do you, as a Bears fan, you don't want your team to tank. You want them to win games.
Yes.
But as a Bears fan, would you trade the development and seeing if Fields is the guy? Because if you take that, then you're very likely taking Eberflus and Ryan Poles for another year. And missing on this draft class for Caleb Williams. I don't know what the next draft class would have. If they say, okay, hey, let's go through it, let's keep him, and then we don't renew Justin Fields' fifth-year option. We let him play. This is everybody's last go at it. But we've seen a lot of teams do that, and then that year that they give up on everybody, the draft class is terrible. So, what do you, as a Bears fan, what do you hope for? Do you hope that they go out and they play really hard, but Justin Fields just kind of never takes the next step, and it's an easier pill to swallow to just cut ties with the entire 3-man squad? Or do you hope Justin Fields continues to grow and be what everybody thought he could be at the risk of keeping Eberflus and Poles based on your opinions of them?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's sort of my mindset.
It's Massey's turn.
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, get the win.
Well, I was just gonna say, and I wish I could remember what I said when Eberflus was hired to begin with. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but I feel like I wasn't super impressed by the hire at the time. I think for me, I would rather have the Fields progression and deal with whatever type of headaches may come from those coaching decisions, just because I feel like historically speaking, quarterback play has been less than stellar, and I think there's a chance for something special because he is a little bit different than other quarterbacks of the past. I guess that's my take on it.
You could always pull an Elway.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Yeah, I ain't going to play here.
Well, no, like draft Caleb Williams and then hold him for ransom for a shit ton of picks. And if you end up deciding you don't want to trade Caleb Williams, you end up trading Fields for a pick.
Yeah.
It's a completely risky and batshit move, but it would get you somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well,
You there?
you hear me?
Yes, there we
Yeah,
go.
I can.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I have a question just because I feel like, Massey, I feel like your thing's going to be on the longer side like mine is just because of how like the Rams season has how it's looked on paper so far.
Yeah.
Is Max Crosby the most dominant white defensive player since Jared Allen?
Yes. Although Nick Bosa is pretty goddamn good too.
But I don't know. I just feel like the reason I say dominant is because like JJ Watt's also in that thing. Because JJ Watt is more so post Jared Allen. I mean, he played at the same time for some years, but I just feel like Jared Allen, I feel like, like I feel like JJ Watt, TJ Watt, and Nick Bosa and Joey Bosa, I feel like they were all better than Max Crosby. Well, I think Max Crosby is better than Joey Bosa. But like, I think that all three of those guys were better. But I think that like attitude has to do with dominance, and like a lot of people like remember like Jared Allen on the Vikings was no joke, but a lot of people forget about Jared Allen on the Chiefs.
Jared Allen was on the Chiefs.
Jared Allen started his career on the Chiefs.
Didn't know that. That's before I started watching football.
Guy made some noise.
But Jared, like Max Crosby has like this swagger about him. Like TJ Watt kind of has it, like with the fucking hands down leg up celebration he does, but like I just feel like JJ Watt was kind of like a pros defensive end.
Yeah,
whereas I feel like Max Crosby has kind of like Max Crosby kind of has that like Aaron Donald edge, like that, like I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm gonna like when I get behind the line of scrimmage I'm going to destroy whoever's in my way.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for especially like that position to be feared, like James Harrison was a guy for sure that was like a guy to be worried about. Crosby definitely kind of shares that same type of like, ooh, I don't want to mess with that guy.
Yeah. Actually, did you see that the anniversary of James Harrison's best game was just this past?
Oh, was it?
That?
Yeah.
He had like a huge game versus Baltimore.
I got the stats right here. Hold on.
Like call it 2009, maybe. I'm not even sure.
James Harrison.
So I did a really mean thing to Kendall this week.
Massey, I have to congratulate you. I mean, big win.
You don't have to congratulate me. The guy did to outplay you. DJ Moore got me fucking 50 some
Well,
points.
listen. You assembled a team, and unfortunately, I suffered from my team is the Chargers, and they were on a bye week, and just didn't perform well. Had a lot of bad matchups that didn't work out in my favor.
Yeah, Kendall, I might have beaten you by 100 points, and I started T. Higgins, who didn't play.
Yeah, so I lost. Tank Dell, he didn't play the second half. Trevor Lawrence fumbled 3 times.
Still put up 20 points though.
Yeah, well, I mean, breaking 300 was kind of what saved that.
The Cowboys were losing 21-0 before the game started, so Pollard was a non-factor.
Yep. Tyler Bass had 1 extra point or 2 extra points.
So, Mass, you ready for the stats on the anniversary game?
Sure.
2007 versus the Ravens. The Steelers won 38-7. James Harrison's stat line in that game, regarded as one of the best individual performances by a defensive player in a single game. 10 tackles, 6 quarterback hits, 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection, and 1 fumble recovery.
Hold on. Read me through that again. What?
10 tackles, 6 quarterback hits, 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, an interception, a pass deflection, and a fumble recovery.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Tell me the Steelers won that game.
Yeah, 38-7.
Okay. Can you imagine having lost that?
Just so you guys know, just for ha-has, James Harrison accounted, if you were playing the Steelers defense in fantasy that day, James Harrison accounted for 7 fantasy defensive points by himself.
I think it was a primetime game. I don't know if it was Sunday or Monday night.
Shut up, Kendall.
I'm just saying. I watched it. I enjoyed it very much.
Shut up, Kendall.
Sorry.
You should be.
Yeah. All right, so Massey, tell us your thoughts on the Rams.
All right, so here's the thing. I see a lot of people that are getting upset with the Rams that are Rams fans lately. I made the mistake of watching the game with Bruce yesterday. And, it's hard to remind him that you guys know this for a fact. What were our expectations coming into the season? What was the narrative surrounding the Rams?
Rebuild.
Right. Were we supposed to be good?
Competitive rebuild, I think, is fair.
Not before the beginning of the season, it wasn't.
No. I don't say competitive rebuild as in to be a playoff team, but I also don't think anyone thought you guys were going to be a 2-win team. Right. Anybody who really knows the sport.
I don't know. A lot of experts were saying that
experts are clickbait people. I'm not talking about the analysts. I'm talking about real sports fans that dedicate their lives to watching the sport, that don't live off of people clicking their articles or watching their show.
That's fair.
I had zero doubt that I had zero expectation that the Rams were going to win the NFC West. I had zero belief in that. But I also had zero belief that the Rams were of talent. And keep in mind, this is before Cooper Kupp went down for 4 games. But I had zero belief in my mind that they were a talent team of 3 wins.
Yeah, so
Sean McVay's head coaching alone will get you 3 wins a season.
Yes.
But yes, so competitive rebuild would be the way I would say it. They're going to be in a lot of games, but they're rebuilding. They're not going to be a favorite this year.
Right. And what was the weak side of the ball?
Defense, for sure.
Right. Because you have Aaron Donald. Can you name me another player on that defense before the season started?
I'm pretty sure Matt Stafford plays safety sometimes.
That's kind of my point.
Where's Leonard Floyd at these days?
Buffalo. Yeah, we have a very, very young defense. And it's admittedly not great. It's not terrible. This very young defense held the Philadelphia Eagles to 23 points. And that's when they were seriously trying to play against us. We played competitively with the 49ers for a while. We did better than the fucking Cowboys defense did. So, it's a young defense, an experienced defense, and it's going to cost us games. You watch the Colts come back from 21-0 and almost beat us. Things happen. But there's life in this team. This offense, if we had a good defense, man, oh man, I think we could rival the 49ers for firepower, and I'll say that confidently. We just have to play from behind so often because of our defense that our offense becomes one-dimensional. We're still missing a feature back. Kyron Williams is great. He's not a 3-down back. He doesn't do great in pass protection. He's better, but he doesn't do great in it. And he's not a wall beater. It is what it is. It's the realistic thing. We still have some issues on the offensive line, but we're getting better. But we have a bit of a ticking clock on some of our players. and it's, understandable. I think we have 3 more years left of high performance, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But this is a team that, as of next year or the year after, will be right back into the playoff hunts and competing for a Super Bowl. It's not going to be like a fucking Christ. We're the goddamn Panthers, but we're not going to go out and hang with, uh, you know, I want to say the 49ers, but we actually hung with them for a little bit. I'm curious to see how the fucking Cardinals game goes next week.
Well, and the Rams are one of those teams. They play in a division that's notorious for playing up to competition.
Yes.
Whatever the worst team is in the division matchup is going to play their hearts out against them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
hey, you guys want to go? You guys want a quick chuckle, real quick?
Yeah.
The no hitter is not only over, but the Phillies are losing.
Oh.
How bad are they losing?
It's 5-4.
In what?
Bottom of the eighth.
What game is this?
Game 2. Phillies have a 1-0 lead.
I mean, I hope the Phillies win. For Kyle, I'll give him that, but also because my hatred of the Braves.
This is funnier.
That's funny.
This is funnier.
Sorry, Mask. You can keep a.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, we're at the point where I think that we'll be competitive in games, but I don't think people should have like NFC Championship expectations for us.
That's fair.
Yeah. I like what the Rams are doing. The only real concern, not concern, it just would be like the benchmark for the Rams. The thing for the Rams is going to be, everything has to land on making sure that they have the right decision made at Matt Stafford's successor.
Yes.
Because Matt Stafford, while a grinder, is at this age now where a major injury could end his career.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
one wrong hit and he's done.
Right, and also too, just he could just retire soon.
General,
I don't think he's going to want to. I think the fight is there, and I think if the Rams are showing that they're going to keep making the steps, but as we've seen so many times, sometimes the quarterbacks, their desire to be there isn't matched by what they can produce on the field. I'm not saying he's playing poorly by any stretch. He's playing great, but next year could just be the year that his body goes, yeah, we can't do this. And he loses 15 yards off his deep ball, can't scramble, whatever. You know what I mean?
Could be. We watched it happen to Peyton in real time.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Peyton went downhill real quick.
What do you think would be the best case scenario Matt Stafford, let's say he retires this year. What would that be for him? What do you think to go out on his own terms? Let's say they don't make the playoffs, but him to go on his own terms, what do you think that would look like? Would it just be him putting up a bunch of touchdowns, or him getting close to the playoffs and they don't make it, or what do you think his head would be at?
What would be the trigger to?
Yeah, for him to let's say he just wanted to call it quits this year, staying taking health out of the equation.
What would cause him to retire?
Right, so we said a bunch of hypotheticals, but I do think that there is a desire for him to play. I don't think it's ever been a question, but let's say that what do you think would be the tipping point for him in a positive sense for this year?
If he were to call it quits I think the only way he calls it quits this year is if the Rams just kind of keep grinding and they stay relevant, and week 17 is if they win, they're in the playoffs as a wild card kind of thing, and then he kind of like goes out and like balls his heart out in either the wild card or if they advance to the divisional round, like just kind of balls his heart out, plays as hard as he possibly can, and it's just not enough, type of thing. Like that would be like the only situation, but it would have to be in the playoffs. There's no way Matt Stafford's retiring if they miss the playoffs this year.
No,
there's no way. I'm gonna pee real quick while Massey finishes.
That's fine. Like I said, I think we're 2 or 3 years away from, as McVay likes to say, competitive greatness. We're gonna give teams every week a fight. I'm sure there will be 1 or 2 games that we put up a stinker because there's years, or we do that every single year, where we just get outcoached. And the thing that people still don't remember is McVay, I think, is still, if not the youngest, one of the top 3 youngest coaches in the NFL. He's going to get outcoached. It happens.
Yeah.
It's normal.
McVay has suffered the same success that I think that like Mike Tomlin, like Harbaugh has kind of experience, where it's like you're a young coach and everything is sort of like clicking early for you. So it's kind of like everything you touch sort of, turns to gold. But when things sort of catch up to you, you're under a scrutiny that's kind of unfair.
Yes.
And like that's what's like, because the NFL is, forever critical and every possible thing that it gets lost on the common fan, because like you take it for granted in a way. Like,
sure, absolutely.
McVay has sort of like he's earned all the respect because you look at like even like before as a head coach, his involvement in other teams that have been successful. Washington. Actually, what was his position? Was he the quarterback coach in Washington?
He was the tight ends coach.
He was tight ends coach. But it's like
LaFleur was quarterback's coach, I believe.
Okay. But like everywhere he kind of went, like building up there, his impact was sort of felt, and it kind of led him to this point. And it's interesting because we saw even going into this, was it this year or after the Super Bowl? Like he was kind of like toying with the idea of retirement, and it's kind of like it's like, how could that be? He's so young. But I think there's a certain point of like it weighs on you, because like you are so successful so young, and then when you kind of meet that adversity and you start getting it from all sides, like, do I really want to deal with this? Like,
well, Jordan Rodriguez, shout out to Jordan, writer on The Athletic, had a wonderful article at the beginning of this season, because all off season people were saying McVay was considering retirement and everything like that. Wrote a great article on what it took for him to come back and actually decide that he wanted to be back in coaching and things like that. It was a very interesting read to get through, to see like the thought process that went into it, and so exactly like you said, the adversity that comes with quite clearly the worst season that McVay has ever dealt with, and that's bar none. This is by far and wide the worst team he had ever dealt with. And by worst, I mean just racked with injuries. But
right.
Just the idea of being able to take $100 million from Amazon to go do broadcast when you don't have to do the coaching work anymore. You can go focus on the baby that's coming along and the marriage he just had. It's tempting. You've already reached the mountaintop. You've won the Super Bowl. You were the youngest coach to ever do that. What is there left for you to achieve at this point? And it was finding out and like coming back and realizing he wanted to come back to coaching that was the biggest thing. Which, I think is admirable, but I guess surprising to a degree too, just because Like I said, what more is there for him to come back and have to prove? I really was worried for a long time this offseason that we were going to lose him. And I wouldn't have been surprised or blamed him in the slightest if he decided to.
Yeah. I mean, I think, there's a competitiveness, I'm sure, like, versus other coaches where, he wants to be mentioned in the same breath, which I think in a lot of ways he is, but, like, you always want to be mentioned in, like, the Bill Belichick's, the Don Shulas, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I mentioned, Tomlin and Harbaugh. I mean, it would be equal to a, Barry Sanders type retirement if he did walk away. Because,
Yes.
you see his impact and the success. It's like, why would you want to leave that? And like you said, at the end of the day, it is his own decision, and he has a lot of reasons to do so. From like a family standpoint, but I think that there's always sort of that. I guess we'll call it ego that may bring you back.
Yes.
And we're in an era now which has been sort of ever present in the past 10 years where the young head coach is what's king in this league.
Uh-huh.
And he's sort of kind of like that. We'll call it that king of it, if you will. I mean, respect to other coaches, here and there in that same sort of age group.
There's a time where, and the joke still exists, how did he get a head coaching job? Oh, he knows Sean McVay.
Right. But I think that's important to him. I was just saying that's I think that in a way that's important to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. Yeah, I got nothing else to add. I think you're spot on with that.
I have a. Oh man, Kyle just taking L's on and off the diamond today.
What happened?
Fucking Kyle was chasing 10 points against Pat in fantasy going into this game. He has the whatchamacallit? He has the Devontae Adams and the tight end for the Packers. And Pat has Jacoby Myers and Josh Jacobs. So you figure Kyle realistically probably should have it in the bag.
Yes.
And
doesn't.
Jacoby Myers caught a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, I am only putting up 1 point from AJ Dillon compared to Mike Mock's zeros from Romeo Doubs and Hunter Renfrow, and I'm on pace to beat him by 90. Had a big week in fantasy. I tell you, other than Puka, which I think after week 1 was like a no-brainer. Like pick up by someone.
Yeah.
Other than Puka though, I stand by having the best not no name, but like God, who would have thought waiver wire pickup of the year? I always am good for like a top 3 waiver wire pickup every year, and I did it again.
Who did you grab?
Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Oh,
in such a way too.
I'd have to look at it. I don't think Adam Thielen was drafted in our league.
He wasn't.
So I picked him up after week 1 because Jalen Waddle got hurt, and I've started him every week since, and he's got me 20, 34, 15, and 30.
I think
pretty good.
Prior to this, Paul's big success was Alan Hearns.
Oh, Alan Hearns was a big one that year. Do you remember that year, Mass, where he blew up with Jacksonville?
Yeah.
I picked him up after week 2, and I rode him to the championship game.
I mean, what a great year. He never duplicated that ever again, but, like, what a time to have him.
Not only did he never duplicate it again, he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a kind of like a fun little mini game we can do for the NFL before we move on to the rivalry segment.
Okay, what do we got?
So we're each going to be responsible for our own team, and then we'll collectively do one for the NFL all-time and current. So create a basically like the mini head coaching tree. So a head coach, an offensive coordinator, and a defensive coordinator, all-time list for the Rams, the Steelers, and the Bears.
All-time. Say that again.
So like you're putting together like a team to compete like in one season. It's a one season like multiverse type NFL season where every great comes back and plays for your team. So the Bears get prime Walter Payton. They get, Dick Butkus. They get Mike Ditka. They get, you know what I mean? So who would you pick to be the Rams head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator for that team? One season to win it all for all-time bragging rights, for best team of all time.
All right.
And Kendall, the same thing for the Steelers.
Are they peak abilities, like peak greatness?
The peak greatness they were for your team.
Okay.
So like you can't. So like for example, let's just say for ha-has we were doing, like, one of us was a Browns fan. You can't pick Bill Belichick.
Okay. Well, you could. It would just be the wrong choice.
Well, I mean, I think Bill Belichick's better than most of what the Browns have had.
This is also true.
So, I'm gonna go first. For me, I'm gonna go. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, I had something pop up on my phone real quick.
Hey, no problem.
No problem.
Man, I'm thinking more of this Roma.
Yeah, Kendall, you want to go ahead real quick? Sorry, I guess I gotta take care of this.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so Pittsburgh has had a very convenient problem of having 3 head coaches in basically its entire modern existence.
There's one correct answer though.
So here's the deal. This is what it comes down to for me. Chuck Noll won 4 Super Bowls for a reason, and he is your head coach.
Yeah.
Now, as far as offensive or as defensive coordinator, that becomes very interesting. Now,
or we're picking OCs and DCs as well.
Yes,
but you no. So you don't have to pick offensive and defensive coordinators. Massey, you could pick Sean McVay as your head coach and Jeff Fisher as your defensive coordinator.
Gross. All right.
But I'm just saying, like Kendall, you could pick like Bill Cowher as your head coach and Mike Tomlin as your defensive coordinator. You can pick a head coach to be a coordinator.
What?
Because remember, this is an all-time great one-time season only. So, for example, for the Bears, like you don't think Gale Sayers is going to be our backup running back? Of course he is. But you know what I'm saying? Like Brian Urlacher is going to be coming off of the bench for Mike Singletary and Dick Butkus.
Right.
Like,
what's me?
So it's like all-time greats of all time. So like if you have a defensive-minded head coach that's been, so let's just say like Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin, both very good defensive-minded coaches. If Mike Tomlin and Bill Cowher are both better than any defensive coordinator you've ever had, you can pick him as.
Well, I mean that's just it. So that's where I was kind of running into. Is I was going to use both of them. Like for me, Chuck Noll is going to be my head coach all the way. Now it's super interesting because these are both defensive-minded head coaches. But the thing is, there's a certain like inspiration level that both guys bring to the table that I can't not include them both. So I'm trying to determine who I want as my defensive coordinator and who I want as my offensive coordinator. And I think I'm going to take Tomlin as defensive coordinator and Cowher as offensive coordinator. Just because I think that there's so much that they bring to the table as just not even like scheme, but just as being a person who is a coach. And I'd have to include both of them. And I think in general, I mean, you look at modern day NFL, Tomlin was head coach of more higher scoring offenses than Cowher was. However, with that being said, just there's so much of a shift in the way professional football is played that I'm going to give the nod to Tomlin as the defensive coordinator. I think it's more of a fit for an all-time, and I think Cowher is a good enough coach to have impact on the offensive side of the ball. So that would be my 3.
All right, Mass. If you don't have yours, I'll go.
I'm gonna take McVay as our head coach.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Wes Phillips as our defensive coordinator.
Wade Phillips?
Yeah, Wade Phillips. I don't know why I said Wes. His son is great, but he's not as good as Wade. Offensive coordinator. You know what? I think I'm going to change my answer for defensive coordinator. I think I'm going to take Lovey.
Okay.
Offensive coordinator. Man, who would best offensive coordinator be?
Jeff Fisher.
Gross.
I tell you what, Jeff Fisher wouldn't be a bad candidate for defensive coordinator, though. He was a very
No,
good.
he wouldn't be a very bad candidate.
Be a terrible
Do I
candidate.
do I take Marks here?
Good.
I would.
I think it's probably got to be Marks.
I mean, it's the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Mike Marks. And then, are we just doing coaching right now? Are we getting into the full team?
No, just the three, like the head coach and the two coordinators.
And then special teams, I'm going to go ahead and take John Bones Fossil.
All right.
I didn't take a special teams coordinator.
You didn't have to.
I love Bones. Bones is great.
So, that's fine. All right. I'm going to take... let's see. I'm really torn.
Who you torn on?
Torn for how I want to do this. So I think the thing is like, I think when you do this, you kind of have to exclude like cultural changes.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have to put that to the side, right? Like how is someone from like the 60s going to coach players today?
Right.
Yeah. So if we're gonna make sure all cultural like changes are pushed to the side, my head coach is going to be George Halas. I mean, here's the thing: he coached the Bears for 60 years.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. I'm taking Ditka as my offensive coordinator, and I'm taking Buddy Ryan as my defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And then for special teams, anybody that coached Devin Hester.
Probably a good choice.
Here, I got you right here. I'm going to take Dave Taub.
It's a good pick, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say Taub is actually a pretty good pick.
Taking Dave Taub. He's the assistant head coach for the Kansas City Chiefs at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
he was also the special teams coordinator for the Bears from 2004 to 2012, and if I remember correctly, they were pretty good on special teams in that stretch.
It's somewhat.
Yeah. 2-time Super Bowl winner, 4-time Super Bowl appearance. So take that.
Take
Was
that.
Was also a Rams practice squatter.
Fun fact.
1986. He was drafted in the 9th round by the Eagles and never played a snap of NFL football.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he was on the Eagles practice squad his rookie year, didn't make the cut. Rams practice squad the next year, didn't make the cut. Immediately became the strength and conditioning coach at UTEP. Which is, Kendall?
One more time?
UTEP? UTEP, what's it stand for?
I don't know.
University of Texas Educational Prep.
University of Texas, El Paso. All right, so then real quick, let's try to do one for all time as a group. So across all the coaches. Who you guys picking?
What do you mean, like
pick? So of all the coaches and whatever, like make if you had to make an all-time great team, us as a group, who's head coaching it? Who's the offensive coordinator? Who's the defensive coordinator?
from all three teams?
No. From the whole league.
Uh-huh.
The whole league all time.
I mean, Schuler or Belichick has to be head coach, right?
I mean, me personally, this is just me personally. If I really had to dial it up, I think from an all-time standpoint, my list would be, I think I would have Belichick as my defensive coordinator and Andy Reid as my offensive coordinator, and I'd have Bill Parcells as my head coach.
Ooh, big tune-up. All right, I can get behind that.
Don't get me wrong, Shula is Shula, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, just like we do with the rest of the world, you know, there are many of people out there that would pick other quarterbacks other than Tom Brady to be their all-time quarterback.
And I feel like, I mean, Shula is, you know, the respect is earned, but I mean, there was almost like a loyalty factor that kind of wouldn't last today. Like, he was the coach for a long time, and there were some less than stellar seasons under his time. I mean, sort of kind of what Belichick is experiencing right now. So it's sort of important to note. I'm trying to think about if I can think of a better head coach, but I mean, Belichick is defensive coordinator for sure. Andy Reid, offensive coordinator, makes a lot of sense. I mean, and like Parcells, I mean, that's one of the ultimate motivators all the time.
Well, that's what I was thinking about it. Like from the head coaching standpoint, it's like, you know, it's like he's gonna, you know, he brings a further defensive quality to the mix, but he's just also just like an all-time great head coach.
That's tough to argue with. I mean, because it's tough because like from like that bias standpoint, it's like, oh well, you know, Chuck Noll won 4 Super Bowls. Like, well, that's all well and good, but I mean, I couldn't tell you like one like great speech that Chuck Noll said. I mean, I could think of tons of clips hearing Parcells on the sideline. I mean, like Bill Walsh, he won 4 Super Bowls with the 49ers. I mean, pretty successful guy. I don't think he really had like a super long tenure. I think he kind of retired after his, like, he had a kind of like a short run as a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, you could also make the argument for like a Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
Dig for meal.
Tom Landry.
And like
Bud Grant.
Yeah. But I mean, Landry, same type of guy. Coached for a very long time and like had some had
an iconic look.
Yeah. Yeah, with the hat and all that. But had some kind of crappy years towards the end of his tenure. But I think what's important to look at is like success in multiple places. Parcells, successful with the Giants, successful with the Jets to a certain degree, successful with the Cowboys to a certain degree. I think that means something.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. Ask if you have anything you want to add in.
No, I think we've pretty much covered that list. I think I'm pretty happy with that all time.
I tell you, I if I'm Kyle right now, I am so fucking pissed.
What happened?
The way the Braves won that game, I'm firing somebody. If I'm the owner of the Phillies, I'm firing somebody in that organization tonight.
In the locker room?
Somebody. I don't care. A player, a coach, a trainer, wait staff. I don't care. Somebody's getting fired. Fucking somebody for the Phillies. I don't know who said it. I didn't read the in-depth, but I saw the report. Somebody from the Phillies hit a ball basically to the wall. The center fielder for the Braves made the catch at the wall and then doubled him up.
Oh,
Wow.
To end the game. What a shitty way to lose a game.
yeah. Especially being up.
Okay, and then real quick, so let's do today's NFL. You can take it however you want to take it, based off like current coaching. It's all just current coaches and coordinators in the game today. You can take it based off of like however you want to do it. I know for me, I know what I would put, but I'll let you guys go about.
Kyle Shanahan is a defensive coordinator.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Interesting.
Belichick's probably defensive coordinator, although I wouldn't mind having Saleh or D'Amico Ryans.
The thing is, I think you still got to take Belichick. I mean,
Belichick.
D'Amico Ryans isn't bad. I mean, like, but look at that kid that just got hurt for the Patriots. That Gonzalez kid.
Yeah.
He was like having like one of the best defensive rookie seasons of all time. I mean, like Belichick just knows what he's doing on defense.
He does. He always has. He coached the fucking LT Giants. He coached the Patriots team back in the day. And then, as the head coach for the Patriots. All right. I'm going to go with a bit of a wild card here. And I can't believe I'm torn between two. One I do not want to say. Tomlin's got to be in consideration for head coach.
Who?
Tomlin.
Yeah, and the other one's Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something?
What's that?
I love the Tomlin thing. I give Tomlin the nod at head coach. That's who I was going to pick. Tomlin at head coach. I love the creativity that Shanahan offers, but I was going to pick Andy Reid as my OC and Belichick as my DC. Here's the thing. The cuteness and the creativeness, it absolutely, it's electric and it sparks teams. Andy Reid's offensive game plans have gotten him to 5 Super Bowls.
I don't disagree.
Have gotten him to none.
Kyle's have gotten him to 2. He hasn't won them, but he's gotten there.
Was he the head coach for both?
He wasn't the head coach, but he was the offensive coordinator for both of them.
All right, so I'll give him 1.5. Because he wasn't making the finalized play calls. I mean, I'm sure he was given the keys to the castle as the offensive
Well,
play.
it wasn't fucking Dan Quinn putting it in.
But, he was the Falcons offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Hey, Dan Quinn's an all-time great. You watch your mouth.
He is, but he's not an all-time great offensive caller.
Good kick block by the Packers.
Yeah.
I love what Shanahan does. I really do. But I also my thing is I'm a little bit more apt to pick Andy Reid from the standpoint of name me a good season Shanahan's had with no good toys.
I mean, again, this is fair. This is a man who's also turned Jimmy G into a very good quarterback. Had success with pretty much any quarterback you threw in there. For God's sake, people thought Nick Mullins was good for a little while.
No, I totally agree. I think when push comes to shove, I think I would trust Andy Reid more.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're looking at like a 1A and 1B right now. It's the new generation versus the old hat. The old hat has proved it for longer, so I'm fine with giving it to him. I do think Shanahan will take that mantle at some point as the best play caller in the league.
No, I can agree with that. And I think he's probably I think he has a better offensive mind in terms of creativity. but there's something about the way Andy Reid calls a game offensively that I love.
Yeah, it's called give the ball to Patrick and watch him go.
No, because I mean,
I know it was a joke.
I'm saying just like even with like the fucking like, and the other thing too is like Andy Reid has created Super Bowl fucking talent in terms of coaches.
Absolutely.
I love what he does. I love that he went to 4 straight conference championship games in the beginning of his career. I don't know. There's something about him I like. I would pick him over Shanahan right now.
That's fair.
I would pick Belichick as my DC, and I would pick Tomlin as my head coach. And then, just because of what you said, for life and energy, I'm picking Pete Carroll as my special teams guy.
All right.
Just because, I mean, there's really, other than Sean McVay, there is
Pete Carroll is DC, Belichick is special teams.
Who is DC?
Pete Carroll.
Absolutely not. Have you seen the Seahawks defense after all the Legion of Boom guys left?
Yeah.
It was terrible. My thing, I'm taking Pete Carroll. I'm taking Pete Carroll as my special teams guy just for energy. I mean, I don't think there's another guy other than Sean McVay in the NFL that sparks like just straight up just amped energy on a team.
No, it's definitely between the two. Sirianni is pretty close.
I'll tell you what, you know who I think makes this list in 5 to 6 years?
Sirianni?
No, I don't know what his name is.
Which coach?
I don't want to say. I want to look it up. Kevin O'Connell.
Ugh.
I tell you what, you can all you want. I think that Kevin O'Connell is doing a really good job for a 1-5, 1-14. I think he's doing an amazing job coaching. I think that he's a really good head coach from everything I've seen on that Vikings team. It's just that the defense is just not good anymore.
It's not. It's really, really not.
The defense is just absolutely atrocious, and it's the reason that they're just not. I mean, they had no business losing to the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, basically that game was given away.
Kendall, we locked ears in. We picked Staley for just all 3.
Oh God.
We picked Staley. We picked Staley for all 3, and then John Harbaugh as your quarterback.
2 people I just want to slap.
All right, let's get into just real quick. We can do a quick discussion on it, and then we can do a draft if you want, because the draft 3 people always move easy, and I want to do something. Not that this hasn't been fun, but like a little fun segment. I just wanted to discuss very briefly. What would you guys pick as your 3 best rivalries in now? And you guys can be biased in terms of like the sports you watch. So like Mazzy, you can exclusively just do football and maybe some basketball because you've been watching a lot of basketball if you want. Kendall, you can stick to football and baseball if you want. You don't have to include the NHL because you don't watch it. That's fine.
Okay.
But what would you guys consider the 3 best sports rivalries across the 4 major sports, excluding division rivalries? So no Yankees, Red Sox, no Steelers, Ravens, no Bears, Packers. Just rivalries that have lasted the test of time, that to this day are just must-watch sports because of the 2 teams' history. So, like, I'll give for example, I think this probably would be on most people's lists, Cowboys 49ers.
Yeah.
Like Cowboys 49ers is one. It's a non-division rivalry that has lasted forever. So I'm going to exclude 2 because I think they're too easy, and I want you guys to actually think about this. I'm excluding 49ers, Cowboys, and I'm excluding Lakers, Celtics.
That makes sense.
All right. I got one.
Okay.
Duke and UNC.
No, just I said the 4 major American sports.
God damn it.
And Duke and UNC would technically be considered division because they were in the same conference.
Damn. All right.
I'm leaving college out because I don't know. It's funny. I saw this because I was looking at this fucking list, and can I just read you this list real quick?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, you ready for this? All right. I'm going to go down this list. This is the list I did for all-time sports. 15 all-time sports. Ready? This is in order 1 through 15. Yankees, Red Sox, 1. Real Madrid, FC Barcelona.
I'm
Makes
looking
total.
at the same list.
All right, so don't share anything. Duke, UNC, Alabama, Auburn, Iowa, Iowa State. All of these make sense. Now we're going to skip number 6. We're going to go to number 7, Kendall. Boston Celtics, Lakers. Bruins, Canadians. Dodgers, Giants. Bears, Packers. Texas, Oklahoma. Celtics, Rangers, which just hilarious. Kentucky, Louisville. Michigan, Ohio State. Rangers, Islanders. Now, I think it's funny that the Ravens Steelers was left out just because of how hilarious number 6 is. Do you know what number 6 is?
It's not great.
Shoot.
You know what number 6 is, which is ahead of Bears Packers and excludes the Steelers Ravens from this list?
What?
Saints Falcons.
I mean, that doesn't even make any sense.
Saints Falcons. They've played 107 times against each other when this was posted, which was September of this year. So have they played each other yet this year? Doesn't matter. It'd be 108 if they did. The Steelers, I'm pretty sure there's been more suspensions in the Steelers-Ravens rivalry than there has across any other team in sports.
Yeah. And those are two teams that, like, historically speaking, have been pretty bad until, like, the last 20 years. And the games they did play have been...
In fairness, haven't they only been around for, like, the last 20 years?
No.
Maybe going on 25. How long have the Ravens been around?
The Ravens have only been around for 23 years.
So, yeah, just 20.
No, but I'm talking about, like, so in general, like, the Saints are a 60s team, Falcons 60s, maybe. No, that's a 60s team.
And you want to know something? The Ravens have more Super Bowls than both those teams.
Yeah, and like, so, like, despite them, like, being.
Have the Falcons won a Super Bowl?
No.
They have not.
So the Ravens have more Super Bowls than both those teams combined.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Steelers have 3 times what the Ravens have.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's just because the rivalry is so young, I think.
Truth be told, I would put Browns Bengals over that, and especially for the reason that, like, the creator
it's
of
such a boring rivalry. But nobody cares about that rivalry.
But listen, they should, because basically, imagine, like, Massey, imagine you create a team.
I understand why it's rivalry, but the players don't even see it as a rivalry.
Well, I mean, perhaps, time has kind of, like, killed it, but, like, historically speaking, it means more than Saints Falcons.
Sure, because of Paul Brown, but at the same time, the players don't even know that rivalry exists.
That's a good one. I would like to exclude one more thing from the list. I forgot.
What?
Intercity rivalries.
So you can't do Cubs and White Sox and something
Cubs,
like that?
White Sox, Mets, Yankees, Bengals, Browns. No interstate rivalries.
Okay.
I think that's fair. So I think it's fair if we're excluding college and we're excluding the things that we said, which were Celtics, Lakers, and whatever. I think that at least on everyone's list, even though it was only 15 years or so, I think we have to put Patriots Colts.
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. It's too bad, like, some of those early games weren't closer.
Yeah, because the Patriots held that for a long time. But yes, that was.
But I mean, they faced off a lot, so I think it's like 2 like premier quarterbacks. It makes sense.
Bulls Pistons has to be up there.
Same division.
Ah, fuck.
Um, See, there is one that it's unfortunately like it's not like super. Paul would know it, but it's like so Bears like Tampa Bay was kind of a thing for a long time.
Yeah, but that's because of the same division, so I kind of excluded it.
Yeah,
I mean, like you could put like for the Bears, really their biggest out of division rival of all time is probably the Cowboys, but that's really from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
right.
It's not really anything that's lived up to the hype as of late.
This is tough.
Yeah, well, I mean, just excluding like the things, you know what I mean? Because it's like it gets too easy. I mean, like you could go like from NBA standpoint, you could go Cavs, Warriors, but really that only lasted like 5 years.
Yeah.
Um,
Yankees, Astros, but that's been mostly in the Astros' favor lately. Steelers, Cowboys was a big one back in the 70s.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Steelers, Cowboys was big.
Cowboys and Packers was big in the 60s.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
I got a good one, and I think you guys will all chuckle at it because you forgot about it.
Let's hear
The Buffalo Bills and winning the Super Bowl.
Oh,
hilarious. Pats and Giants.
No, that's something that's just made up in Giants fans' head.
I would give Steelers Raiders.
Steelers Raiders is always a good one.
Yeah, Steelers never win though.
It was for sure too like a more 70s thing. Like they've just kind of like they've felt the need to hold on to that. Like for the past.
I mean, I could agree with that.
Is there any stock in Knicks Rockets, or is that just like a 2-off?
No, that's 2 off. I mean, I think if you're going to go Steelers, it's got to be Steelers Cowboys though. It's either got to be Steelers Cowboys or Cowboys Packers. And then, I mean, this one, I think it kind of interferes with what we're saying, but another good one would be Yankees Dodgers.
Yeah,
but I think that kind of falls into the same thing, really, because they were technically the same city. Bulls Knicks was a big one. Bulls Knicks was huge in the 90s.
well, I think you can give Yankees Dodgers a nod because it was so drastic when they did end up moving out west. Like basically, like it was a team like abandoning a city with so much history. So and it happened to become a different league the way it got set up, but
yeah,
I think it makes the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, if I had to really break it down,
I feel like NBA is so tough because I think there's these 3-year periods of teams that are like they rival.
They don't last long.
Yeah,
like Bulls Knicks was the 90s, Warriors, Cavs was like the 2010s. The 2000s was like Lakers, Sixers. They just don't last a long time. That's why like the Lakers Celtics really is the best of all of them because it's kind of stood the test of time. It got really, I mean, like the games were always heated, but it didn't really get revived until Kobe and the Lakers played Garnett in the Celtics in the finals in the 2010 early 2010s. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. Like, I mean, the problem, the interesting thing about this and what makes it so hard is because rivalries are born off of playing each other so often. And so, like in the NFL, for example, it's very hard to make a rivalry happen when you don't play each other guaranteed every year like you do in the divisions. That's why the Patriots-Colts one works because it was 15 years of just two teams dominating their divisions. It was 1A and 1B every year. Like the Patriots and the Colts were finishing first and second in the AFC every single year, and the Steelers were bringing up the nod.
I think we're injury dependent. We're on the verge of sort of that Chiefs, Bengals, Bills kind of being like a trifecta of things for the future, with the Chiefs sort of being the focal point. But even then, I'm not I'm not totally convinced there's going to be a consistency. I don't know why I feel that way. Like Colts Patriots, like, Manning, Brady, like there was never like a doubt. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just these quarterbacks, there's a certain doubt, and I don't know if it's just like the health of Burrow recently, or the Bills sort of being kind of like super streaky. But I mean, I guess those would be, if I was a betting man, what I'd consider as the teams to kind of be that next wave.
Yeah. I mean, for the NBA, you could look at Knicks Miami Heat. That was a very big thing.
In the 2000s?
Yeah. That was always a big one. I mean, Lakers, Celtics, we talked about it a bajillion times. For baseball, it's a lot of the same, too. It's Cardinals, Cubs, White Sox, Cubs, Yankees, Mets, Yankees, Red Sox. It's a very interesting thing to think about. We don't have to come up with three, but I just mostly wanted to discuss it.
Yeah, baseball is tough because it is such. I mean, now things are a little bit different, but it was so division pertinent, until recently. Now, since they're playing everybody at least once, things are a little bit different. And maybe that will kind of shake things up for that rivalry.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All right. Massey, are you back?
Yep.
All right. You guys want to do a draft?
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Let's do it. Let's call it 7 rounds. And because it's the three of us, I think we can do this. So we have done. Kendall, you want to pull up a random name generator thing?
Yep.
All right. So because we've done this in the past, I'm going to alter it a little bit, but I think it's easier to alter with 3 people over a larger amount of rounds than 5 people over a smaller amount of rounds. We've done the gas station item draft before, the convenience store item draft before, right?
Yep.
Yep.
This time what we're going to do is the convenience gas station store item draft, but brand only.
What
So,
only?
Brand only.
Brand only.
So if you pick combos, you get all the combos. Nobody can take any more combos. If you pick Lay's potato chips, you get all the Lay's potato chips. Now, we're not going to do like the umbrella company where it's like, oh, if you pick Lay's, you get Fritos. Like, no, it's just Lay's. Somebody else can take Fritos. Like, we're not going to do that. But it's the whole brand as a whole. So if you pick Fritos, you get corn chips, you get the barbecue twist. If you pick fucking, I don't know, Reese's, you get all the Reese's candy in the store.
Okay.
You get all the Reese's, you get Reese's Sticks, Reese's Cups, Reese's Pieces. Sorry, Reese's Sticks, Reese's Cups, Reese's Cups. And then fuck it. If you pick 9 lives, you get all the flavors of cat food.
Hell yeah.
Gross.
So, what's the order?
The order is Massey, Reed, Paul.
All right.
Fucking hell. All right, give me a second. I'm pulling up a thing to track it.
So, and yeah, so like no umbrella corporations. So, for example, if you pick, like if you pick Hershey, you don't get Reese's as well. You just get the Hershey.
I'm taking all of Nabisco.
Yeah. I'm taking Cisco distributors. They don't distribute to gas stations.
That includes all their paper products as well.
All right, so what was the order?
You, me, Paul.
You handle me.
All right, mass.
He's the mass. He's the mass. He's the mass. He's the mass. He's the mass.
All right.
Bum bum bum.
This is a lot of pressure for the first thing.
Listen, you're in a basically judgment-free zone. The two
No,
people.
this is the exclusive judgment zone.
Now hold on. Listen, I think between myself and Paul versus Souls Mock, those two have a lot more like shit talking than we do. I tend to think we are pretty supportive.
I'm gonna take Doritos.
Okay. Hey, that's Doritos is not a bad pick. Here's the thing. This is why I think if someone were to shit on Doritos, this would I think would be the reason. Is you're a simpleton who only likes Cool Ranch Doritos. That's just it. If you have a bigger flavor palette, like nacho cheese Doritos, spicy nacho Doritos, like they're all good.
Sweet chili.
The sweet chili, yeah. If you like all the Dorito types, it's a great pick.
I do like all the Dorito types. Thanks, Paul.
No problem, man.
All right, Kendall.
All right.
Kendall's going
Actually,
Smuckers here.
Kendall. What?
Kendall's going Smuckers here.
So, Kendall,
Yes.
I gotta know, what's your thought process going into this?
So, I mean, I had something locked and loaded, and I just want to make sure I say it the right way. And
So, what was your process behind your lock and load?
What do you mean?
Did you just think of this immediately as the theme came up?
Kendall's taking Gorilla Farms here.
So here's the thing, because like the brand dependent thing, like sort of plays into it. Like I knew kind of the way I wanted to go, but I feel like I have to take the kind of like the biggest commercial brand for this. And it may be kind of sacrificing quality a little bit, but I feel like there's enough products that I do like that would make it okay. And I'm gonna take like I can't take beef jerky. I have to take Jack Links, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm taking Jack Links.
That's a terrible fucking pick.
So
What a horrible pick.
So here's the
There you
deal.
go.
Bad fucking pick.
So
This
here's
is
the
the
deal.
worst thing you could have ever done.
So here's the deal.
You're a piece of shit for that pick.
So here's
How
the deal.
dare you, Kendall?
Now,
Kendall coming in with the fucking railroad of snack foods.
here's the deal. There, from a minor league standpoint, you're better off getting beef jerky from the mom and pop shop. 100%. 100%. I agree. And there's nothing worse than getting a Jack Links that is just a terrible bag. However, they happen to have a.
I want you to know. Sorry, not to interrupt you, but I want you to know that while you do get all the cool beef jerky items, that means you also have to take the Jack Links beef jerky like chewing tobacco that they offer.
Listen, I'm aware. I'm
You're
taking.
You're stuck with it, Kendall. You have to take it.
I'm taking all the garbage that comes with it, but I'm picking the variety and options that may not exist in other places of higher quality product.
You know,
But
Old Trapper was right there, Kendall.
what was it?
Old Trapper.
But listen, I'm getting less things.
It's a shame.
Listen, I wanted the dried meat is what I wanted.
You could have just taken your penis.
I'll take it later.
The driest meat there is.
Hey
Oh, what do you got for back-to-backs?
I mean, it's got to be better than what Kendall just picked, right?
God.
Remember the
Hey,
supportive
you guys-
group that existed?
Do you guys think Mike Mock's mad that Aaron Jones is not only out, but A.J. Dillon scored a touchdown against him in his 90-point blowout?
Hilarious.
All right. So I am going to take the Reese's brand here. I mean, I'm more of a savory guy when it comes to picking a snack at a gas station, but the Reese's brand is just too strong to ignore here. I mean,
I was hoping it was coming back around, but I didn't think it was.
I like the Reese's Sticks. I like the Reese's Pesses.
Reese's Fast Break.
No, the Fast Break is the worst Reese's product of all time.
It is, but it's still good.
But the Reese's Take I have a question. Do I get, not that anyone's going to take it, but the Reese's Take 5, Do I get that, or does that
It's-
belong to Take 5?
No, it's
Because like Take 5 is a Hershey's subsidiary brand, but I feel like once you put Reese's on the name and you use the Reese's peanut butter, it becomes a Reese's product.
I'm gonna say that's a Reese's.
Take it. That's in.
Fucking sweet. And then I'm gonna back to back this. This might fall into the Massey category of like would have been ridiculed if Massey or if Mock and Kyle were here, but I'm gonna take it anyway because I'm a huge sucker for this. I'm gonna take the Cheeto brand.
Real good pick, Paul. Real good pick.
I mean, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Crunchy Cheetos, Puff Cheetos. Just give me Chez Air.
Really good pick.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, Kendall, what are you taking here? Fucking smart food?
I'm gonna take Pirate Booty here. No.
Lock it in. He said it.
All right, I typed it in.
I'd say I don't
Go ahead.
even know like the distributor of that.
Come on, Kendall. Go ahead. Take Pop-Tarts. You know you want to.
I mean, listen. I do like Pop-Tarts, but I'm not taking them here. I don't think.
Here's the thing. I don't know what it is, but that individual blue wrapped 2 Pop-Tart pack at the gas station, those Pop-Tarts taste so much worse than just a
Oh,
pack
yeah.
of Pop-Tarts from the
100%.
There's a certain like dryness that they have.
They just taste so much worse, and I don't know why.
All right.
Oh, I meant to say this, by the way, because no one's picked it yet. Off the table are any sort of like purchase and heat up or bring home and heat up options,
Okay.
or like
You can't do like sandwiches or
like no Hot Pockets, no pizza rolls, nothing like
Yeah.
that. Like it's got to be something that you could buy and like you take it off the shelf, open it, and start eating it.
Okay.
And
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a Hot Pocket here.
Look, you can have it, but you have to eat it frozen.
All right, I'm in. So I'm taking the Hot Pocket here.
And then the other thing is no MTO or pre-made food. So like you can't take the hot dog roller, hot dogs, nachos, something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I'm taking the Hostess sleeve here.
The Hostess sleeve? What the fuck is that?
All right. So any Hostess product that comes in the 3 or 5 variety. So for
No,
example,
you just said Hostess.
so Hostess. Well, I mean, I guess I was excluding like.
No, you can't exclude. You have to take the bad with the good, Kendall. If you're gonna take the fucking powdered donuts, you're taking the fucking cupcakes.
No, that's fine. I didn't know.
You gotta have the snowballs, man.
Oh no! Listen, I'll take all
Kendall,
Hostess.
that's all your coconut varietals, you dumb bitch.
No. Listen, I'll take Hostess as a whole. I didn't know if there was a difference between ever seen. So there's like the clear plastic thin guys in the like the cardboard.
Hey Kendall, do they have Hostess on the name?
And you're taking it.
Yeah,
All right,
it has Hostess on the name. It's yours.
Hostess in the bag.
Terrible pick.
Oh,
Fuck
I
no.
disagree. Are you kidding? The variety is unmatched.
Kendall,
Terrible
you took that. What did you say? What's unmatched?
The Hostess.
Variety.
Are you the variety between the breakfast and dessert? Are you kidding?
A donut is not breakfast and dessert. It's just
No, but listen, but there's other Hostess items besides the donuts.
Yeah, I can't wait for Kendall to come back and take Sabra fucking hummus smackers.
They do cookies, they do ring dings. Like it's more than just the powdered donut. They do
Oh
the
my
apple
God.
pie. I mean, come on.
Kendall's coming back around with Haribo gummy bears.
Ugh.
You know what you should have taken, Kendall? You would have been better off taking the wicker basket individual banana at the counter.
You guys are sleeping on Hostess, and it makes no sense.
It makes all the sense.
No sense.
All right.
All
Up
the
next,
sense.
I'm gonna go ahead and take M&M's.
Good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
Good fucking pick. Now don't take Kendall's next pick here. You're not going to want to take the pickle in the bag.
I don't know, man. Those are pretty fucking good. No.
The biggest pickle around.
Fuck pickles. Pickles are fucking terrible.
Gonna save those for the end.
Kendall, how do you feel knowing that you have Twinkies, you bastard?
I like Twinkies.
That makes
Oh.
sense.
God damn it. That's terrible.
I mean, they're good.
Twinkies are not good.
I mean, they're pretty good.
Ugh.
Listen, they are what they are.
Yeah, that's not good. Just watch Jimmy G die.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
Give it a minute. I'm so torn here.
This is why I hate watching NFL football.
Why?
This is the reason. Because they just showed offensive lineman rookie Colton Miller. And I am just going to forever be wondering in my head, 40 years from now, why do I know Colton Miller? Yeah, Jimmy G just died.
Well, I wish I could say
come
I
on,
was
Matt,
sad.
you got this.
Right. All right. So, focusing up. Do I want to take something just for one item?
I mean, I'm about to do that on my next pick, unless you take it here.
I think I'm going to take it here.
Don't do it.
And I think I've done this to you twice now.
Oh, don't do this.
Do you want me to save it for you?
No, take it. Take whatever you want to take, man. It's the draft.
I'm going to go ahead and take the handicap brand.
Fuck! God damn it. There's a bathroom on my fridge right now.
I'm going to go ahead and take the handicap brand.
Son of a bitch, I'm so pissed.
I think I did that to you in back-to-back drafts.
Oh, God damn it, Massey. If your mother wasn't such a nice lady, I'd have some mean things to say.
All right, Kendall.
God.
Pickle in the bag's waiting for you, bud.
All right. I'm going to take the David Seed brand.
Fuck. It's not even worth drafting anymore. I can't believe I lost the hot fry. I can't believe it.
I'm sorry, bud.
That I lost the hot fry. I'm an asshole. Samantha, I lost the hot fry. I can't tell you how much uncaring is on her face right now. But I can't tell you how much caring is on my face. I'm so pissed.
That's divorce worthy.
Yeah, we're not married though, so I can't divorce her. Which is
married and then divorce.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't, because I'll just leave her, and 100% of what's mine is mine. I am so fucking pissed right now. I can't even tell you. It's not your fault, Mass. It's my fault. I should have fucking taken it. If I knew Kendall was going to come in with fucking weak-ass Hostess.
Hostess is a prime brand.
Guess what? No, it's not.
You guys are lacking. I mean, here's the deal. There's so often that it's in your guy's life and you didn't even realize it.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Want to execute a trade here?
What are you trying to do? Cheetos for handicaps?
No, you want Risses for handicap?
No, I can't do that. Risses is
That's
too good. Here's the thing. I'd be willing to do it, but the problem is if I trade for handicaps, I have to take those terrible onion rings. I can't trade how much. Like, it's like, here's the thing. I was willing to waste my third pick on those onion rings, but I can't trade Tom Brady for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I get it.
Like, I want Jimmy Garoppolo. Don't get me wrong, but not at the expense of Tom Brady.
That's a horse collar tackle.
Currently, for me, it's a Jimmy Kimmel commercial.
It's a very dumb one at that. Paul, you're up.
All right. Fuck.
Kendall.
My whole world's just been turned upside down.
Kendall.
Yes.
I've officially beaten you by over 100 points.
Actually, I think you did that at 4
Not
or 5 p.m.
Tonight. Nope, not before tonight. I didn't.
Well, listen, before going to Sunday night, you had that title.
Yeah, but you had people play Sunday night.
Yeah, irrelevant.
I'm just sort of lost for life. Is Romeo Dobbs number 9?
No, Christian Watson is.
All right, good. Christian Watson done.
Which, fair. I have Christian Watson right now, so
that's fine. As long as it's not Romeo Dobbs. I need to beat Mock.
Man, right. I tell you how depressed I am right now, just being all the way back in last place.
I gotta tell you,
I'm behind Tyler right now.
I still have no fucking clue why I didn't take handicaps. Oh my god, I'm so angry. And you know what's funny? Funny? The reason I picked this draft was because I was in my mind. I was like, I can't wait to eat these fucking hot fries later. Damn it! All right, you know what? This might be a waste, but I'm gonna do it because it's 7 rounds. I want to just get them out of the way now and not have to worry about going back to it at a later date. Yeah, I don't want to worry. I don't want to worry about having to like come back and like fuck with it. So I'm not going to bother with it. Double me down. I'm taking Gatorade and the Arizona.
Damn it. Double damn it.
Give me Gatorade and Arizona's off the board.
Oh, two
Getting
really good
drinks
picks,
out of the
Paul.
way.
Really good picks.
Thanks, man. All right, Kendall, why don't you fucking take Red Bull here, you bastard?
I'm going to take Snapple here.
Kendall, I've never seen you drink a Snapple a day in your life.
Oh, I'm a big iced tea guy.
So why didn't you take Arizona?
Because you took it.
Well, you could have taken it instead of Hostess.
Listen, I
Would
don't
have been a
know.
better pick.
You guys are hating on Hostess for literally no reason, and I'm like befuddled by the reasoning. Like, there are good products.
Man, I'm now at the loss. So congratulations, Paul. All right, I'm going to go ahead here, and I'm going to go ahead and take a dark horse pick, I think. I'm going to go ahead and take the Deep River chips. What? Well,
It's a good pick. Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you
I
hear me?
can't.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
What's your favorite
Yes.
Deep River option?
Wait, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
No,
Deep River was a good pick.
thank you.
And Kendall, I'm mad that you did me dirty.
How so?
I want you to take a quick look at your Discord and remember that you fucked me.
Hold on.
Massey, go ahead and explain your favorite Deep River chip while he realizes his fuck up that he won't see.
Sea salt and vinegar is always very good,
What do we look?
but I'm a big fan of salt and cracked pepper.
Salt and cracked pepper is good. Wavy chips all day long.
Salt and
You know
cracked
the
pepper
only-
is the supreme one.
The only Deep River chip that I don't really like is I don't really like that Maui onion one.
Yeah, the Maui onion one's weird.
Oh no,
That's the
that's
purple one, right?
Don't they make a horseradish one?
Um,
I think they do in that one. I don't like horseradish.
you don't
Kendall,
like
have you
horseradish?
realized you fuck up yet?
No.
Yeah, Kendall, what's my fucking name?
Oh, your name.
Yeah,
What about it?
it's bullshit that you would do that to me.
What
I should have
about
gotten that. That should have been mine to take just out of principle alone.
Listen, I received such hate. I didn't know. I didn't even think about it.
I actually don't know what we're talking about. What happened?
I'm the Hostess cupcake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kendall took Hostess.
Ah.
Isn't that? That should have been mine to take, whether it went undrafted or not. Should have been my decision. Instead, Kendall came in and just bad friended it.
Now wait a minute.
I'm willing to vote to strip a pick.
Kendall, can you please stop? It's Massey's second pick. I mean, for fuck's sake, Kendall. We're over on time already.
This is so fucking funny. Oh my god, we are over on time.
You know, I just realized that Massey labeled this the Puka Nuka fan server.
I renamed the server 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I also don't like Puka Nakua. I like Puka Nuka better.
I can tell. That's why I haven't corrected you.
I don't know. Isn't Puka Nuka like those shells the Hawaiian people wear?
Yes, the
Yeah,
puka
I like
shells.
that way better.
Hey, quick question. Do you
No,
guys,
it's Massey's second pick.
all right, after Massey's second pick.
I am going to go ahead and take the. You know what? I'm going to switch my pick. Chex Mix.
Good pick. Good pick. Check Mix is good.
And I get the Muddy Buddies too.
Those are good.
Yeah. They used to
Kendall.
make peppermint bark Muddy Buddies, and I was all about those.
Kendall. what do you
Yes. Do you guys look at the note that I send?
got? No,
I-
never.
No. I'm just
I'll-
curious.
Of course I do. We've talked about this.
All right. Well, I'm just curious. Did you ever see what, like, the fifth thing I have down?
Yeah, every single week.
What's the fifth, like towards the bottom? What's, like, one of the things I have on the note?
It was the Alexa Bliss discussion.
All right. Thank you. Because the Nakua thing made me think about it. I've had that on the thing for like 4 weeks now.
I've been waiting for you to bring it up. You haven't.
Well, because I know that, Mock definitely doesn't look at it. Souls for sure doesn't look at it. I was
Kyle
just
doesn't
curious.
know how to work his iPhone.
That's fair.
The only reason Kyle plugs his iPhone in so much is because he's afraid if it turns off, he won't know how to turn it back on. Oh, Mash, by the way, started playing Hogwarts Legacy. Fucking amazing.
Haven't got there yet, bud.
Oh my god. It's so I literally spent 3 hours of real time just running around the castle and have only unlocked like 20% of it.
Nice.
Sorry, Kendall, go ahead and make your stupid pick.
Okay.
Look, we got to be mean to you. Mike Mock's not going to be on for like 9 weeks.
I know. All
And
right.
he's going to tell us last minute every single time.
Yeah. Literally at like the 5-minute mark. Not even. Hey, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, the thing that's going to be really funny is like, for some reason, next week he's going to be on. His kid will be 4 days old, but he'll be here.
All right.
What do they do to go to the hospital?
I think tomorrow.
They're going tomorrow at 4.
Okay.
So I already forgot what we said like going into this draft. So I can't just take Frito-Lay.
No, you have to take either Fritos or Lay's. You can't
Gotcha.
take the whole like Hostess is different because like Hostess cupcake isn't a brand. It's Hostess. It's the cupcakes from Hostess. But you can take Lay's chips as a brand. So you
Or
would
you
get
can take
regular
Fritos.
barbecue. Like Massey took Deep River.
Right. Okay. I just want to make
So,
sure I understood.
I took Reese's as a brand, but you couldn't take but I couldn't take Hershey's as a whole.
Right.
Mars.
Or Mars, right? Exactly. Like if I took Pepsi, I don't get Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Gatorade. Like I would just get Pepsi.
So I will take Frito as a whole.
So you're doing the whole barbecue twist thing there.
Yep. And
bad pick.
no, wait. Do you guys not like the chili cheese Frito?
Let me tell you something. Kyle has a very sad erection right now
Why is that?
because he took the barbecue twist for him, but he's sad because the Phillies suck.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't know good food, so it sucks.
Yeah, that's fair. I gotta tell you, I have to pick right now, and Andy Caps is not available, and it's fucking killing me. And Andy Caps is so fucking good. I'll tell you, I was looking at this list of like best snacks, and the number one snack on this one list was specifically the hickory ham and cheddar hot pocket. Specifically,
that's so fucking funny.
So stupid. All right. So I got back to backs here.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got a sweet. I've got a somewhat savory. I've got 2 drinks. What do I need here? Oh man, Philly's lost and Kyle's gonna lose in fantasy. Double whammy. I don't know what to take here. I'm really torn. Really torn. There's like a part of me that was gonna take potato chips, but I was kind of hoping Deep River would fall. Oh, flea flicker. Sorry.
Flea flicker.
Flea flicker for 9 yards into triple coverage and completion. Hashtag Raiders.
Hashtag Jimmy G.
I was gonna take. I don't really want to take the Lay's brand here because I just feel like their chips are just like weak.
Cape Cod available.
What'd you say? Cape Cod. What's funny though? I don't feel like I don't really see Cape Cod chips at the gas station too much because
I do.
I see the full size bags.
Counts.
I feel like I don't see the snack size bags. And if I'm at a gas station and I'm buying a snack, I'm buying a snack size bag. I'm not buying a full size bag. I'm not spending $9 on a bag of chips. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go with the ultimate savory here. This might be a dumb pick, and that's fine. It's my 5th pick. I'm really only taking it for one item, albeit in 45 billion different sizes. Give me the Slim Jim here.
Good
Ooh,
pick.
yeah.
I love the Slim Jim. Slim Jim's so good.
Snap into a Slim Jim, brother.
Anytime a gas station has one of those like 3 for $1.88 mini Slim
Yeah.
Jims at the counter, I get three.
Sold.
Get them every single time, every single fucking time. And then I'm gonna take another one here that might surprise some people, but I'm gonna take Ben and Jerry's.
What surprise?
Yeah.
I like a good ice cream, and I don't know enough about the weird ice cream truck like cooler thing that they always have, like to know like what's in it. Like I don't really care for like the strawberry shortcake Good Humor bar and stuff, so I probably wouldn't take Good Humor. And like I just feel like there's not enough drumstick option. I'm a sucker for ice cream with a bunch of random shit in it, so
Yeah. Can't
You know.
confirm.
yeah. So like I'll take the Ben and Jerry's. I could fuck up a Ben and Jerry's. I've done that. I've actually done that in the past 2 weeks. I bought a Ben and Jerry's at a gas station and ate it in my car.
Nice.
Yeah,
Where'd you get the spoon?
yeah. I get a plastic spoon from the thing in there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So what I do is I put the ice cream on my dashboard and then I drive, let it melt. Yep.
All right, Kendall.
All right.
If it's really cold out though, sometimes what I've been known to do is I'll buy the pint of Ben and Jerry's and then I'll use my pocket knife to cut it into like discs and like eat it out of my hand.
Nice.
Yeah, real fat guy move.
Next level fat guy shit.
Yeah. I tell you though, I think my most ultimate fat guy move though is like sometimes when I'm like on my way home and it's like 4:30 and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna make for dinner? I better get a hot dog from the gas station while I think about it.
That's some good shit. I do that all the time.
Oh yeah, gas station hot dogs just hit different.
Yeah, they do.
It's like if I'm gonna get diarrhea, I want it to hurt.
All right, Kendall. Pick something so we go to bed.
No, Kendall went to the bathroom. Oh, he's doing a power piss. I don't know what that
Ooh.
is.
So we're gonna go ahead and skip his pick, right?
I just don't know what a power piss is. What is that? Is it like a fast pee?
It's where he pisses on a battery.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so he's peeing for like actual electrolytes.
Yes.
Oh no!
You know what's so funny is that while I was doing that, I could just like hear out of the headphones just a little bit like, "What's the power percent?" I don't know what that is, and basically that was just what I could do, typing one hand quickly. All right, so I have my pick.
What is a power piss?
I just kind of forced it out fast. So this is gonna be a lose. I think I'm gonna take Monster here.
Terrible pick.
So I wanted the energy drink, and I was trying to think of like I do a lot of energy drink consumption, and I was trying to think. I think there's more Monster that I drink versus Red Bull or other. So
you're like the king of 5-hour energy.
But I think it's like it's equal to all the stuff I have. I don't think I have that more than other.
All right.
But you're right. I do drink a lot of those.
All right, Massey, back to backs.
All right. Anybody who knows me shouldn't be surprised by this, and I let it fall this far because I knew nobody else was going to pick this.
Corn
Any
nuts.
guesses? That's one.
Corn nuts and wasabi peas.
Nope. There's one obvious one that I have more often than corn nuts.
I don't know.
The inferior version of these were taken earlier.
Oh, Frito-Lay sunflower seeds.
There we go.
I forgot you're a big Frito-Lay guy. You like the little pouch.
Yep. A lot more convenient.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
2 for 1.
Man, I have such a stupid pick coming for my last pick.
I can't wait. Kendall.
Oh.
Last pick here.
No. Wait.
Yeah, this will be 7.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, man, this is an even better Mr. Irrelevant. I thought I had 2 picks. Okay, I got 1. Perfect.
Okay.
Massey, hold on. Massey, did you pick a beverage?
I did.
You did not. Interesting.
I'm going to take the Snyder's pretzel variety.
Good pick.
Actually, a good pick.
That was actually good. It only took you 7 fucking rounds.
Listen,
Hey,
I thought I had a
Mass,
really good
That would have
draft.
been acceptable as a first round pick.
Mass, just real quick, I'm just gonna throw this offer out there. Gatorade for Andy Cap.
You know what, Paul?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Just because I know how happy it'll make you.
Please say no. It's so funny.
Just because I know how happy it'll make you. Go fuck yourself with that offer.
Right.
Hilarious.
What about?
I'll trade you. I already marked it down. Handicap for Gatorade.
Oh, so I got handicaps?
Yep.
Samantha, I got handicaps. She doesn't care.
Just because I like you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you. Who just rushed for that touchdown? Not Josh Jacobs. Oh, what's
Not
Josh
Josh
Jacobs? Kyle's done. All right, Mr. Irrelevant, go ahead here and give me one of my all-time favorites, especially as a child. The number one thing to dip into French onion dip of all time, above the wavy lay, above the Frito. Give me the Bugles.
Oh, man.
I was wondering if those were going to get picked.
You know what's so funny?
They also make chocolate peanut butter Bugles, and they slap.
When we first started, like, you pitched this, that was like, I was thinking about it, immediately forgot about it within, like, the first 10 seconds.
What, Lay's chips?
No, the Bugle.
Bugles are awesome.
Totally forgot about it.
All right, there's our draft. I think Massey and I are tied for first. Kendall, you definitely lost for sure.
I don't know. Got a lot of hate on my draft. I would love I want the public to vote on it, but we don't do stuff like that.
Well, here we'll get a quick opinion real quick. Massey, is your thing up so I can see it?
I'll just do this.
I don't know where to go. Draft results.
Yeah.
Uh,
Forgot I made that channel.
All right, Samantha, real quick. I'm going to read this to you. You tell me the best lineup. Don't be biased. Ready? All right, Doritos, M&M's, Gatorade, Deep River chips, Chex Mix, Corn Nuts, and Frito-Lay sunflower seeds. Second group, Jack Link's beef jerky, Hostess products, David sunflower seeds, Snapple, the Frito products, Monster energy drink, and Snyder's pretzels. And the last one is Ress's products, Cheeto products, Andy Caps, Arizona products, Slim Jim, Ben and Jerry's, Bugles. You're so full of shit because you know Kendall has Hostess. Yeah, well, that should tell you everything you need to know because
Should we go ask Ashley?
I don't, because I feel like she's also going to tell us to go fuck ourselves.
She might, but I'll try.
Yeah. You know who wouldn't? You know who we should be asking is Rebecca, because she would hate Kendall's draft.
Here, let me.
All right, we're gonna get another one. Kendall, go wake Rebecca up.
I'd say it would really piss her off if you called her right now because she's had a
I got
really
this.
bad night.
Oh, Samantha, can you call Rebecca for me?
She would not appreciate that.
Yeah, Charlotte's sick.
Just the whole teething thing. I bailed out just to try to give her time. I don't think I got picked on the microphone, but she's screaming.
I tell you what, Kendall, you know a good remedy for that.
Some of that.
Gosh,
I forgot the brand and the handle.
John Barr.
So some John Barr will really help that.
Yeah. A lot of grandmas would tell you to rub it on your finger and rub it on their gum to numb it. You're gonna want to dump it down her throat.
We got the funnel. It's washed and ready to go. It's just been sitting down here.
I love seeing highlights of Barr back in the day because it's just like that guy has a gray penis and it's confirmed.
Who does?
Brett Favre.
Souls.
No.
It's confirmed that he has a gray penis. I tell you, almost all of the drafts in the draft channel are just the three of us.
Yeah.
which is hilarious. Things that are yellow draft. Look at that. Corn. I got Pikachu. Nah, I won. I tell you what, though, Massey picked Submarine. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Kendall picked a scrambled egg.
Look at some of these drafts. Like I didn't even remember some of this stuff.
I love this one too. Food duos draft, and you pick surf and turf.
It's so stupid.
And then you finish it up with brownie a la mode.
I tell you, I have no idea why I would pick something like that.
Because you're you.
Chili's, you sick fuck.
I tell you,
What?
that the majority of that is all just Chili's items.
And you know what's funny is we did a lawn items draft, but Massey left the title as things that are yellow, and I'm like, how
Yeah, I
the
know,
fuck?
I did.
Why is a snowblower yellow?
So I texted Ashley the list without the names.
Yep,
I got first. Paul got second. Kendall got third.
that's why Ashley is good. She's a good lady. Fuck you, Kendall. One last quick toast of excellence before we do our reviews and sign off. I don't know if this is the first time ever, but brothers are kicking against each other in this game. I didn't realize that. The Carlson brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
that's
know
pretty
the
cool.
Packers kicker was a Carlson.
I didn't either.
Are they related?
Yeah, they're brothers. They took pictures with their parents before the game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
They both missed field goals tonight.
Did they really?
I think so. I know fucking the Raiders guy did.
Hilarious.
Yeah. All right, Massey, did you end up having your 70th anniversary?
I did. I've been having that for the past 2 hours.
How is it?
Pretty good.
Excellent.
I already
Excellent.
shot for him.
Yeah, that's a big fat fact right there. Big 10-4. Kendall, how was your Pilsner?
The Blue Hen from Dogfish, 4.8% ABV. Pretty good for a Pilsner. Very crisp. I'm not really positive like what the notes would be. I don't drink a lot of like craft, ales or pilsners or lagers rather would be more appropriate to say. This was pretty good. I've never seen this on its own. I don't know if this was just a part of the variety pack exclusive. I don't really know much about the Dogfish other than like their big, 90-minute, 120-minute IPAs. But this was pretty good. I was impressed. This has already, for me, been better than the other variety pack I had from. Oh my god, I already forgot. Unbelievable.
Voodoo Ranger.
Yes, the Voodoo Ranger IPA pack. This has already exceeded that in so many capacities. I'll give this a 4 out of 5 flat. Would get again, and I also sprinkled in some High Lifes tonight as well.
I had the Bourbon County Blanton's Brand Stout. Much more mellowed and smoothed out than the traditional brand stout. A lot more forward on the vanilla and the baking spice. The alcohol content is very well hidden at 15.4%, both in the drinking aspect as well as the kind of side effect standpoint. It goes down like water. It's very smooth. It's very velvety. It is a definite top tier Bourbon County. I would give it 4.9 out of 5. And I mean, I'm sure I've bounced around on this, but at this moment in time, I would rank it as my second favorite Bourbon County of all time.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Kendall, if they want to hear more beer reviews, where can they go?
Well, they can go to Facebook at Getting Sports with the Trunk, Twitter and Instagram at GSWD_4.
Make sure you use hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's not coming on the show because you lost in fantasy and the playoffs, or because you lost by picking Hostess.
Hey, it was on the show.
You still lost.
wherever you listen to podcasts, we are there, be it Google Play, Spotify. Hey, Massey, do you listen to podcasts?
I do.
Where do you listen to them?
I listen to on YouTube Music and on Apple Podcasts.
Hey, guess what?
And
We
YouTube.
are there. So basically, anywhere you can find us.
You didn't ask me where I listen to podcasts.
Paul, I'm so sorry. Where do you listen?
I listen to podcasts exclusively on Odyssey.
Well, unfortunately, we're not on Odyssey. We're not affiliated. So give us your address. We'll send you your money in the mail.
All right, perfect. You can send it to 1000 Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't even know what the address of the White House is.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, I know.
No, send it to 1,000. That's even better.
Yeah, send it to 1,000. That's the landscaper. Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have some more breakdowns, as well as Massey is going to give us, he doesn't know this until right this second in time, but Massey is going to give us our quote-unquote quarter of the season power rankings for the NFL.
I am actually prepared to do this.
All right, do it up. And until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler. Nope.
The Masquerade Massey.
And the Rat of Red Baron.
Fell into a hostess Cupcake.
Ah.
Yeah.